it, nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great, and moreover we saw the children of Anak there. That was the 10 spies. That was their report. It says, and all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried, and the people wept that night. So you have to read the in-between verses to see what's actually going on. Because when the spies came back and brought that report back, that's when the Lord had told them that they were not going to enter the promised land because of their unbelief. So they began to weep and moan and cry and all that kind of stuff. That's what that was. All the kind of lifted up their voice, and all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron and the whole congregation, and said unto them, would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? They saying God brought us out here to kill us. We don't trust him anymore. But they failed to realize that even the promise God made them was based on some conditions. When you get into the land, if you do this and keep my word, then I'm going to act for you. But if you don't, it was a conditional promise. All the promises back then were basically based on conditions until Jesus Christ came and made the unconditional promise.
That's right, Doc. We studied that.
Based on what he did instead of what we do.
I got you.
Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel, and Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes because of the people's unbelief, and they knew what was going to take place. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, listen now, the land which we passed through to search it, it is an exceeding good land. If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us. A land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land. For they are bread for us. We're going to eat them up. Their defense is departed from them. They're running scared. And the Lord is with us. Fear them not. But listen. But all the congregation made stones. Them with stones. Then the Lord came. And the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. They were all gathered around the tabernacle, all the leaders and everyone else, to hear the report. And when they heard the report, and the Lord saw what was going on, and how they didn't believe the report, and that he was faithful to his promise, he came down and stood in the midst for them. The glory of the Lord filled the house. Came down the tabernacle. That cloud, that big cloud came down, and they couldn't see nothing around there. That was the presence of the Lord. But you have to look at this lesson as the world and society today. The world, the world. That's where people like to hang out. Is representing bondage and slavery. I mean, in the world, you can do what you want to do. You can go, you can get angry with people, you cuss people out, you kill people, you rob from people, you steal from people, you cuss your parents out. All that's worldly stuff. All that's worldly stuff. But the Lord said, I call Israel out of the world. I call believers, I call the church out of the world. And so I want you to basically separate yourself from that. I don't care who it is, separate yourself from that. But people today do not want to separate themselves from the world or the things that the world have to offer. The lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. All that stuff the world gonna show you that. but the world can't give it to you.
That's right.
All they can do is make you false promises and be unfaithful and keep you out there. That's the whole trick,
And be tormented.
is to keep you among them. That's why the Egyptians that came out there with Israel, they wanted to keep them the Israelites, keep them confused. So you can stay out here with us. And we don't have to believe in God all the time. We want y'all to think the way that we think.
That's right.
And there's a lot of folk now, they get pulled in by the world. And they think they doing God some service. And they'll tell you in a minute, I'm just out here doing this because Paul said I must become all things to all people. So if I want to save them on the corner down there at the juke drunk drinking, I'm going to get me a bottle of wine and go right down there with them. That's not what he's saying. I mean, seriously, when you put everything else aside, and listen, I mean, I'm going to just point this point out right here. It said in that second verse, I'm backtracking. It says, I give unto you, children of Israel, of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man. The main point is, everyone a ruler among them. It was thousands and millions of people in those tribes. But I want you to pick one out that's well respected among everybody.
Got a good report.
That everybody can take their word for it. They respect old Herbert. Out of all the people at the church, they respect old Herbert. So we gonna pick old Herbert out of all the rest of them, and we gonna use him for one of the spies because the tribe of Judah needs someone that's gonna bring back the right report.
But the thing is, was old Herbert's heart's right.
Well, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Well, no, that wasn't so much. Your heart was right, but you was respected among all of the tribes. You were respected, just like the deacon's qualifications. Look out among you and choose 7 men with good report.
Let me right here it says in discussing the meaning, God told Moses to choose, well, like you saying, one leader from each of the 12 ancestral tribes to spy in Canaan. Had it been not for 2 God-fearing spies, the people would have turned around. Okay? Now here's where they saying discuss the meaning and apply it, like you saying, to our world today. It said the people would have turned around. Effective in a diverse leadership are essential to the function of the congregation. See what I'm saying? It says effective and diverse leadership are essential to the function of a congregation.
Yeah, because they follow the leader. Follow the leader. You don't need no leaders that's got diversity among them. Leaders have to be together.
That's what on one accord.
Yeah, on one accord. In unity, when you're a leader. And those leaders that they sent over here, like I said, those leaders, they didn't just send anybody because they liked them.
They was on one,
I mean, I like them, so I'm the boss, so I'm gonna just get a Sister Joan. That's what I'm gonna get. I don't care who y'all say, I'm gonna get Sister Joan because I like her. You know, they didn't do it like that. No. They got someone that they thought they could listen to, and they would bring back a truthful report. And those 10 did bring back the truthful report. But regardless of the truthful report, there was giants in the land. They were Enochs in the land. There was some kin to Goliath. So they were bigger than they was. They had that big fortified city called Jericho. We saw this great big walled city and a defense system. So how in the world we gonna get around all of this stuff? Surely God told us to go over there and check the land out, but I think he wanted to make sure that if we couldn't conquer the land, that we need to stay out here.
That's faithful.
I mean, that's what the 10 spies had in mind. But Joshua and Caleb had something altogether different.
They knew through Christ.
They was like, I don't care how many giants I go up against in life. I don't care what the defense system might be. There is no weapon formed against me that shall prosper.
They was determined.
That's what Joshua and Caleb. And they meant that thing. They wasn't going to turn around just because of the majority. They weren't going to turn around just because they were getting persecuted and talked about and getting ready to stone. They knew what they believed, and they knew the faith that they had, and they knew how faithful God was, so wasn't anything going to turn them around. They made up their mind. Huh?
That's how we should be
We
today.
make up our mind, and once we start serving the Lord, I don't care how many people is there, I'm going to make sure I'm there.
Yes.
That's the whole kicker. Because y'all know everybody there ain't faithful. Somebody talk about, they always asking me to do something. They always, yeah, because you faithful. They can't depend on nobody else. And as a deacon, Herbert, to take care of the church and take care of the properties and do all the stuff that you be doing. They can't, and they call on you to do everything. Why? Because you're faithful. I ain't gonna ask nobody else. It might not get done right. Or it may not even get done at all. So don't think people are picking on you when they ask you to do some stuff. And you